This is Amy, and she works in Cupcake Corner in Osborne Village. Tell me, Amy, what do you think of the Occupy movement? Do you think that they have valid issues, and do you think they should be able to live in the park because it's a provincial park?
I think that they do have valid issues, but it's hard to see how effective the movement actually is, especially because there isn't a lot of cohesiveness to it. A lot of the people say, oh, you know, I'm individual, I'm here, but they all have individual needs that they want to be met. So I don't know what how that's going to make any sort of change happen. I think it's kind of strange that a lot of them are fighting poverty or they say, end poverty now, and yet I know that they caught a homeless man stealing yogurt from them, and so they locked the food tent, which I feel is kind of a weird move for someone who wants equality for everyone. I just think it's really silly. So I think that there are some people out there who are rather silly who are at the Occupy movement. I think there's some people who are probably have very, very real issues who have very valid reasons to be there, but in all it doesn't seem very effective. It seems strange. It's getting, a lot of people don't know why they're there, and I think now that it's getting colder, I am hoping they clear out just for safety concerns.
Well, they could freeze to death.
Yeah, exactly.
And if so, then the Manitoba government would be liable. So as of today, I just heard that they are no longer allowed to go into the Manitoba Legislative building, and I think they have. There's a lot of concerns, about the fact that what does sleeping outside all night in the cold have to do with protesting Wall Street, since there is no Wall Street here,
Exactly. Yeah, some people say it's a solidarity movement. Some people are fighting for issues they're seeing in Winnipeg. It's just all over the place, right? And I think it's too bad that the legislative building isn't open to them anymore, but it makes sense. I mean, why, if someone was just camping in the park, why would you let them come into an office building? It is a private space. Those bathrooms are for people who work there.
And for people who visit there. But I think it's a safety issue, and also the fact that it's a provincial park, and I don't know if I wanted to set up camp if they would let me do that and have a fire. Do you think that they should be allowed to have things like fires?
Do they have fires?
They have contained fires.
It just seems, especially because it doesn't seem like a very well-controlled movement. I would be afraid because while some people there are very responsible, I feel that there are probably a few radicals who might let things get out of control. I know in the Occupy Vancouver movement there's been a lot of problems with people ODing. One woman died a few days ago and they're trying to shut it down now. And I know that we can't take that incident and assume that that's happening here too, but you've got to make sure you're being responsible.
Well, it is a whole movement. It's not just here. And the fact that the government, Manitoba government, is socialist. So they don't really have justification against here because the Manitoba government is for the poor.
It's just kind of a strange movement.
Yeah, well, we'll see what will happen. I hope that the homeless people do not sleep outside, because that would be terrible for them. It is nice that they do have a place to go in the daytime to get food. That's a good place. But if they want to set up a homeless park, it's a great idea. It's a fact. So maybe the Occupy movement will eventually not be here anymore, or go in the woods somewhere, which is what reporter Tom Broadbeck said in the Winnipeg Sun today. He said, if they want to camp out and have, a movement, well, go set it up in the woods, but not where kids go to play and stuff like that. So it should be really interesting to see what happens. A woman in Washington, D.C. got thrown down the steps. Yes, I think it was yesterday, by the movement. So it's not a peaceful movement after all. Well, listen, thank you, Amy, for your comments. Natalie Pollock, News Channel.